All right, so one thing I didn't think about in this video, and there's a lot more photos than anything, so I'm going to kind of put them at the tail end of this. Uh, you guys can either decide to enjoy them or do whatever, but I know content has been a little bit low. I have been busy. Our racing season's coming to an end, so I'm just going to photo dump at the end. There isn't many videos anyway. Um, so that's the disclosure. It's a update video. We got stuff coming though. Watch it. All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and I haven't done a video in a little bit, but we've had a lot going on. Again, racing, work, parts trips, you kind of name it. We've been doing a little bit of it all. So I'm trying to get a good view here. So last weekend, my buddy Tim and I went up to Wisconsin, and we picked up a 362 old short block. I haven't taken it apart, but I know it's got one bent rod because the cylinder had turned into a sprinkler system for the said rod and piston combo or cylinder that it was respective to. So, cylinder walls look good. Hopefully the crank is good. It is a 330 forged crank, but if not, this might be the one we turn into a stroker because a 362 old is a 350 with a 425 piston. We potentially could be building like a 374 combo. And at this point, with the cylinder heads we have, everything we got going on, building a really killer short block would actually be much cheaper than going to a 427 Chevy. And I'm sure you guys are all completely fucking tired of me flip-flopping and going back and forth, but I make my choices based off of what's available and what comes up. And the 427, the head's checked out, everything's good. I took the engine apart. It is absolutely great. I already have a nice mild flat tappet cam. I'm going to have the heads, I'm just going to have them put hardened seats in there. And that's it. That's going to be a super mild street engine that I'm either going to sell or I'm going to put into the Pontiac with a Turbo 400 and make that a tow rig. But that's a lot of work and planning. And to be honest with you, next year we plan on racing, but there is housework that is needed to be done next year that definitely needs to get done. There's a bunch of housework I have to do this fall just yet, but we went racing last weekend, and I'm going to go ahead and flip the screen real fast because I got a couple things to talk about. All right, so we're in the basement, and I went racing yesterday. Next weekend is our finals for the index. I missed like 80% of the races, but I've managed two final round appearances. And then yesterday we ran a 7-0 eighth mile index. It was more of a grudge racing event, but we did go into the semifinal round, even though it was just like 3 rounds of racing. So, or 4 rounds of racing. And it was fun. It was a good seat time, a good group of guys. There was a little bit of luck. There was a little bit of driving involved, but you know what? I will take it. Hopefully for our index finals, we can go some rounds and cap off our year good and we get some nice cool weather. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to kind of be taking my buddy. I'm calling my buddy's car the fucking Dollar General Special. I don't care what he says. But this is the stock Cobra Scoop. And we're going to take these dimensions and we're going to make like a taller sheet metal scoop that we can kind of work with so he can get like a fresh air setup because his hood clearance is, it used to be a 4-banger turbo car. So it's a Fox body. So we're going to be making something out of sheet metal. I took a bunch of old door skins from work, which is just sheet metal that has some damage to it. Usually we replace it when the door is too far gone, but the sheet metal's still good. So we end up just replacing the outer skin of the door, not the entire door shell and assembly. So we got some scrap sheet metal to work with, which is the theme around here. We work with scrap, and we're going to be doing this, and probably cover that a little bit. But I figured I'd let you guys know that, we've just been racing, and the basement's clean. We got plenty of room for 2 engines down here. And the 427 really isn't going to cost me a whole lot to put back together. There really isn't a whole lot to it. So that's probably going to be like the first thing I build. And I'm just going to accumulate parts for the 362 depending on how that looks. That's actually still sitting at the shop. Last weekend my back was really, really bad, so if my buddy Tim didn't help me bring that stuff home, I wouldn't have been able to do it without his help, because my lifting capabilities were not very, very good. And today's just kind of a relaxed day. It's Sunday. Then after next weekend, kind of we go back to reality, and it's just going to be working down here and doing stuff when we can. So I hope you guys are following along. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass. Watch the videos. Hit the share, like, subscribe button. And enjoy.